is a medium of exchange of values. Money does not come from prayer. It is the ideas to make money that come from prayer, and the power to make the wealth that comes from prayer. If not, you pray and shake your head like a concrete mixer, you'll be poor. In every marriage, money must first be made. Without finance, romance is not complete. Sex in room without air conditioning is physical exercise and punishment. Money is a product of ideas. When you pay your tithe, you say, and I will give you a blessing. That blessing is an idea. Keys to understanding women, I condensed it. You can never satisfy a woman. Bust it. I used to buy behind her for her. Anytime I go to preach, I must buy for her. She just told me, make you not buy that thing for me again. I said, why? He said, they purge me. So since when are they buying? Then I said, okay, let me go to Chicken Republic where you have chicken president and chicken senators. I went to buy chicken for her. Gave to her. She ate. She didn't say anything. After some time, she called me again. She said, that chicken is too soft. Say, no mature. What will I do? Will I go there and start asking for the birthday of chicken? No. You can't satisfy them. If you buy something and it is cheap, they say it's fake one. If it is too expensive, they say they cheat you. So me, I just surrender. I know they do anything. Then, the power of knowledge. Now, waiting you know when your mate no know. Now make your money enter in hand. The philosophy of the ant. I build houses nearly every day. If you wait until you have all the money before you start building, you will never build. Go and price the land, pay an advance, and apply the principle of gradualism. One trip of sand, then you mold. Mold that trip just like that. Before a short while, you will see that you have enough blocks to build a house. So the principle of gradualism, just like the ant. I want to look at marriage and money matters. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31. The Bible says that the two, let's go to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31. Don't look at me like that. I'm not normal, please. I'm the only certified madman. But I will make heaven. Ephesians. Listen, if you are a worry man, if your head not strong like my own, they will take you for granted. God warned me that I should not be simple with our people here. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 31. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and be joined unto his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Marriage is a willful union. Can we say it together? It's like the pepper soup you cooked for yourself. After cooking it, as you are drinking it, it will pepper you. Drink it, now you cook them. There are times tears will come. Clean your tears, drink the pepper soup. There are times you will sneeze. There are some things that will happen in marriage. You will wonder how you managed to know that person. Don't mind those of us who have remained in marriage for long. Now, packaging what they do. We know they tell people the real thing. I will try and tell you people some of the truths. It's a willful union. So don't start complaining about your spouse from place to place. You went in, we were not there. When you were running to go and answer phone calls by the side, we were not there. It's a willful union between two. Somebody said two. That's the ideal state. Mutually consenting adults. Before you marry, you must be an adult. Don't let people pressurize you into marriage. Amos, you don't reach to marry. Amos, you don't reach. When you marry, they are not going to be there. After the wedding, they will just give you plastic, as if you are, then they will give you wall clock, as if you are going to be looking at time throughout the marriage. When the challenges come, they are not there. So, so you must make up your mind to marry. two mutually consenting adults of the opposite gender. It is not between Adam and Steve. It is between Adam and Eve. For achieving the purpose of mutually shared ideas and ideals, marriage must have a purpose. Mutually shared ideas and ideals. What most men have as their own problem, they will look for a younger girl, less intelligent, vulnerable, and marry her. Maybe they are older than her. They've not shared any dream with her. Then, after marrying the person, you start placing unnecessary demands on that person that person has not been trained for. Don't let your erection give you direction. The womb that must carry your children must have the mental capacity to carry your vision. I was 21 when I told my wife when she was 19 that I would marry her. She was 24 and I was 26 and I married her. I told her I'm going to be a medical doctor. So one of the ways to, what do you want to become? She said, teacher. I said, I want you to become a nurse so that we can work together. So I wrote the application she took to UBTH. And she finished nursing. And when I sold the hospital, I eventually opened school for her so that she can do the teacher work she wanted to do. Today we have 2 big schools where she's teaching, managing children. So we shared our visions. We shared our dreams. I told her what I wanted to become. Until this union of ideas is there, marriage will become either an ATM. As a husband, the woman will be thinking of what she can benefit from you, or what she can take to her husband, her family, or the man will see the woman as a sex doll, where he wants to be going to Jerusalem frequently. And you see that after some time, frustration will come, marriage will degenerate. It is a divine union and companionship and partnership. First 5 years were very turbulent in my marriage. We always quarrel, Okere boy and Agbasa girl. It was a very dangerous combination. We were always quarreling. So I was importing cars. One day I went to import cars with my pastor from Lagos. We woke up in the morning, the car refused to start. We pushed, it refused to start. We went to Joe Elegba, we bought battery. Then I was the one driving, it's a Mercedes bus. I missed the road to Ibadan, and I was going to Ikorodu Street. I had to use reverse, come back, go around, got to Ijebode. One tire got burst. We got to Ajebamidele. The thing was overheating. As we were going to fetch water in the stream to put in the radiator, God told me, say, have you quarreled with this your pastor friend since? I said, no. So why have you not quarreled with him? Okay, if it's your wife, will you not have quarreled with him? I say, yes, now many times. Say, why have you not quarreled with him? I say, it's my friend. Say, from today, go home and go and befriend your wife and your quarrels will reduce. So you must see your wife as a friend, no matter how old the age difference. As before we go to Jerusalem as men, we always kneel down. You understand what I'm saying? You understand me? Why don't they look me like that now? If you are going from front, you will kneel down. You are going from behind, you will kneel down. So if somebody you can kneel down for, you must respect the person. And you can never beat a woman to submission. If you slap and bow, say, what? You leave my body there for strong. What? When Mopo slap you for any junction, what do you do? What? So you will kill yourself trying to beat a woman to submission. She will humiliate you. She will embarrass you. So befriend her. Marriage, therefore, okay, let me say this before I continue, because when Don Odunze was teaching about marriage when we were at Aba, I was frustrated because Don did not come from the background I came from. He was, maybe his father and his mother, maybe they were Anglicans before he became an Assemblies of God person. They went through an ideal background. My mother used to smoke cigarettes. I was her Ogogoro tester. And my mother-in-law married maybe I think 2 or 3 times. My brothers married how many times? One of my uncles, whether they were using the women to dash him, I don't know. And then I come from that kind of background. When you are teaching me about ideal marriage, it is frustrating. Instead, we should be teaching people about workable marriages. Number 2, the scriptures we read, we have read in the Bible, they were written in the agrarian era, where women were not counted in the Bible. Today, I run a school, you will see the children be saying, he loves the boys, he loves the girls, he loves the boys, he loves the girls. We have educated them and given them equality such that we cannot treat them as second-class citizens. In America, children come first, women come next, dogs come next, and cats. Plants come next. When I was in Australia, you dare not cut a tree without permission from the government. Then husbands come last. And so, if you marry in Nigeria with Urobo mentality, Shekiri mentality, Igbo mentality, you go to America, you will end up in crisis. That's why we are seeing a lot of Nigerians shooting their wives to death. So marriage is not one dress fits all. You have to apply wisdom and adapt. If your wife is a major general and you are not a soldier, learn to respect her. If your wife is a magistrate and you are not a lawyer, please don't argue with her anyhow. Because some men get easily frustrated when they are married to an educated woman or a woman from a richer background. Everything the woman does is insult. She's not the cause of your poverty. You must adjust. Deborah was going to war. Deborah was not making a bar for Lapidot. Was not cooking soup for Lapidot. Because she will go from the morning till night. Can you allow your wife start galloping with Barak to go and kill somebody? If not, me no go. It is written in Jewish history that it was Deborah that told Lapidot. The name Lapidot is lamp trimmer. She gave her assignment. But you see, marriage is for functionality. So, no matter the formula you use, let it produce results. That is the key issue. The next thing is that marriage is governed by government, even though celebrated by church. There is no church logo in your marriage certificate. If there is a church logo in your marriage certificate, that certificate is null and void. It is government logo. And you marry your wife according to governmental specifications. If you deprive your wife sexual relationship for 2 years, she can sue you and that marriage can be nullified. So you don't just marry with our primitive mentality. You don't compare your wife with your mother. Your mother did not read law. Your mother is not a graduate. Your mother is not a custom officer. That I'm talking to men because men, their brains need to be reorganized to understand the present state of marriage. If I want to go to my farm and my wife gives me food in the morning and she goes to work, when I finish eating, I wash the plates. Because I don't want her to come back at my age bracket because nobody's at home. I don't want her to come back until recently we employed somebody to be doing some of those things. I don't want her to come back from work tired, then to go and wash plate. So, and that's what the Nigerian man has not been able to adjust to in America. I was in a country, I wonder how they make babies. The woman is doing 3 jobs, the man is doing 3 jobs. They are coming up, going and coming and coming. Honey, I'm coming, honey, Now this one now they do for you. Me, I go stay Ugeli, I know if you do this one. So, it is a relationship, number 1. It is the realization of mutual dreams. Then the next thing is another arrow, release of potentials. When I look at my wife, I will always ask, if this woman were to be a man in her family, wouldn't she be a responsible person? So I try as much as possible to release the potentials trapped in her. And when you release the potentials trapped in a woman, she becomes a better wife to you. She removes stress from you. There are many things I don't do. All the houses we own, I don't build apart from one that I'm building now. My wife, I've trained her. We call her Julius Berger in my house. If you come to my school in Okokoko, it's like Europe. She builds our houses. She has so perfected it that I don't trouble myself. I leave her to do what I don't feel intimidated by her expertise. After all, my name is the answer. Don't be so. Why are you intimidated by her? When you start introducing yourself to your wife, don't you know I'm your husband? Something is wrong with you. You don't introduce yourself to your wife if she's rude. Buy a motor for her and she go respect you. I know the men are angry with me, but what can you do to me? I'm looking for a way so that they won't invite me again. The next thing is replication. I didn't say reproduction, replication. That is to say, if you discuss with Amos, you will see at least 5% of my nature in him. I have mentorship group, people from all over the world. All over the world. There are some places they call me from. It has gotten to a point, I now tell them to pay in euros or pay in naira before I answer their calls to cancel them. But these individuals, they have my traits. I have replicated myself in their lives. It is more than just producing babies. Pa Elton came to this country. Archbishop Benson Idahosa, Ebele Miko, several of the prominent preachers had contact with Pa Elton. So when you concentrate on marriage only for yourselves, you will always get frustrated. Because the person you married was not satisfied with being single, that's why she married you. The man was not satisfied by being single, that's why he married you. And he has flaws. Someone like me, I am not satisfied with my life yet. Why would I expect somebody to satisfy me? So I don't base my happiness on my wife's body. I don't base my happiness on my wife's brain. I don't base my happiness on my wife's budget or her blessing. I base my happiness is a native of my mind. I get spiritual and intellectual orgasm. There are things I do, like each time I bring these books out, I get so excited that I find it difficult to sleep. I'm supposed to address Church of God mission pastors from all over the world. And I was able to sit down, write this book, and they're going to publish it, and I will take it there. And the last time I sold 1,600 copies of books in 45 minutes. This time I might sell 2,000 copies. At 1,000 naira each is 2 million that will enter my pocket. Boy, I get excited. I have part of my brain is Urobo, part is Igbo. That Igbo side will get excited. Makego. Because without finance, romance is not complete. Sex in room without air conditioning is physical exercise and punishment. Let's talk about money. Money is a medium of exchange of values. Any person telling you there is miracle alert is a fraudster. You must exchange values. In 2 Kings chapter 4, 1-9 in the Amplified Bible, there was a prophet that died poor. And his children were to be taken to slavery. And Elisha said, "What have you, how can I help you? What have you of sale value?" They've even modified it now, the newer version. What have you of sale value in the house? You see, money does not come from prayer. It is the ideas to make money that come from prayer. And the power to make the wealth that comes from prayer. If not, you pray and shake your head like a concrete mixer, you'll be poor. So, it is an exchange of values. So, therefore, in every marriage, money must first be made. You must make money. You must know how to make money. Number 2, money has to be managed. Number 3, it has to be multiplied. Number 4, it has to be maintained. Number 5, it has to generate momentum. You don't understand money. My granddaughter competed for Face of Cultural Attires of Nigeria. And we were competing against one Igbo girl and one Yoruba girl, granddaughter of a senator. And so we were calculating. And the thing was to end by 9. And my daughter said, we will need $500,000 to win this competition. And I wanted my granddaughter to win the competition. I said, Madam, do you have $500,000 there? She brought it. And we put it in. Bam! My granddaughter won. Assuming say that money no did there. Prayer will not help us. Are you listening to me? One of my children wanted to travel to China. Where will they get money? Where will they get money? I was able to give her 10 million. Take, go to China, import. I am settling her and her lineage. It is because I have made the money. I know how to make the money. You think it's all this preaching that I make money from? When you finish preaching, they will give you one lousy envelope. Say, may the Lord go with you, as if I came with Satan. Do you know how to make money? That will be the subject of another day. But you see, for you to make money, you must be selling something. You must be selling something. Something that is consumed daily, in small units, consistently. That's why you see the multinationals are selling things in sachets. Because the poor are the source of the wealth of the rich. The rich don't enter keke, but the rich import keke. And they hand it over to the poor. It is the surplus labor of poor people that make rich people rich. And because the poor are consumers, we make sure that we give them what they can consume. If a poor man wants to put toothpaste, he puts it from beginning to the end. A rich man will just put it only in the middle. A rich man does not put plenty cubes of sugar on the dining table. He gives you 2. So it's good for your health. A rich man does not put stew on top of rice. It's only poor people that puts. If you are still doing it here, the demons in your community are very bad. And for you to manage money in the family, you must know the different types of money. We in the Niger Delta, we are stupidly flamboyant. We put ourselves where our hand never reach. There's a difference between status and state. Status is an illusionary definition or description that people give to you. Dr. Akpoki, OC, guest speaker, man of God, has to be backed by money. So your state is the reality. So when there is a difference between your status and your state, you are a carton. Any pressure will compress you. Particularly those of you who are civil servants. You know why you are called civil servants? You are a civilized slave. Because you are a slave because you don't determine what you wear to work. You don't determine where you work. You don't determine when you close. You don't determine who you work with. And your income is determined by government. Until you break that yoke. That's why you are called grade level. They have graded you and leveled you. Until you rebel against that system and ask for ideas for you to produce something of sale value. I know an army officer's wife in David Ejo Barrack in those days that was producing ice block, and she was selling 6,000 naira every day, and that's 120,000 naira. Then it was more than a major salary, her husband. So you must have something for sale. I sell a lot of things. This Gary period that is expensive is good for me because I farm on 40 acres. And Gary is 3,000 naira per basket. So I sell Gary. I sell school uniforms. I sell books. My son in Europe has an ice cream machine in our school that produces money for him in Europe. The books that we use and the books that other schools buy from us, they are produced in my printing press and produced by my wife and her son. We are building a house for that son now. He has a PhD. We are building a house for him with his money in Nigeria, not the money in Europe. My daughter has her shop there. My daughter imports this from China. So you must put this spirit of productivity. Don't let your certificate become the circumference of your life. Your certificate is not a sentence. If your certificate cannot feed you, it's only a receipt that you paid school fees. It's less than a piece of tissue paper. I went to the best schools in this country. I went to Government College Ughelli. I went to FGC Warri. I read medicine in the University of Ibadan. I opened my first hospital when I was 29. But when I looked at medical practice in Aba, when I look at medical practice and look at my older doctors, how many of you see a Siri hospital? How many of you know a Siri hospital before? I don't know whether some may see they work. Vanilla, maybe see they work. But most of them will walk into old age. So I told myself, at 40, I must stop this nonsense and produce wealth. My children can be specialists, but I must provide a background for them to be different from any other doctor. So my son is an orthopedic surgeon in Germany. He's a German citizen. As at last year, he was driving the 2023 model of his car. His younger brother is driving the 2024 model of their car. They are able to do that because they don't send me money. Because a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. It's only a poor man that trains children so that the children will train him. Are you a liability? You born young gwara? Where polo? You be Oswan? I know you don't like me. What concerns me? I'm not sure whether my wife loves me. Say me and okay. So you must know the following types of money. Okay, sale, service. You must render a service. We are too proud here. Too proud. Stupidly proud. That's why all the people that do as POP for us are Yoruba people, Cotonou people. The mechanics are Ishan people. People selling spare parts are Igbo people. We are doing resource control. Mumu. You are going to collect deve from your mate building a house. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Say we are indigent. Indigent stupidity. Madam, I know you are very uncomfortable. Don't mind. Now we they talk. Now we not accept. Now so we they yab ourselves. If we not yab ourselves like this, we no go change. No, but you see Igbo boys. My Igbo, small Igbo boys I mentor. One of them built 5 floors of 10 flats. He used a flat as tight. Flat as tight. Then you are here. Talking like this, progress and not go progress. Progress and not go progress. Then you go and marry somebody's daughter. Be drinking ogogoro by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So you must know this. Service, savings. You must save. Don't eat all your money. They were calling me a miser. But I've trained my children. There's no pastor in Ughelli that can intimidate me with property. No church, including winners. I bought land, but I forgot 10 acres somewhere. But I was frugal. When we started ministry, it is the food that they give to me in the hotel that I will freeze and bring home. It is the tissue paper that I will use. They will put 2 in the suite. I will use 1 throughout. I will manage 1 soup. It is those things I will bring home. Because I must break the waste of poverty in my family, blind poverty, and decapitate it. So I was frugal. I was saving those things. And I didn't want the children to hate ministry. So they give me biscuit, I will keep it. Bread, I will keep it. Bonvita, I will keep it. I converted it to fasting. So when I come, the children will say, Daddy, what did you bring? I will say, I will gather them. I will say bang bang. They will say bang bang. I will zip the bag. I say bang bang bang. They will say bang bang bang. I say ch ch ch. Then I will bring bonvita out. I will bring biscuit. Oh, sorry. They will be, it's part of the anointing. They will be so excited and all that. But do you know that was how I managed? I was trekking and I was buying land. I was buying land. The Mercedes I drove here now, I don't drive it anyhow. Because if you make, 2 liters don't go. I only drive it to where I will get money. There's no person I want to impress. Am I talking to somebody here? So you should be very, very, you want to pick it, all right? You should be very, very frugal. Manage your money well. Don't compete with your fellow natives here. Don't compare yourself with them. Don't do big burial. Don't do big birthday ceremonies. It's the clothes I was wearing before. That's what I used to dedicate my baby. Is my baby, is it your baby? Am I talking to somebody? So you must be savings. Then you service savings. Invest in the stock market if you know how to do that. But let's move on because of our time. You must know the following types of money. Number 1, dead money. Any money you used to do, ameno, ameno, dorime, dorime, VSOP, blood purifier. Person when they play lapono, they do dorime. Any money that goes into the soak away pit is dead money. Am I talking to somebody here? Any money that does not return value is dead money. So you must make sure you do less of dead money. Number 2, there is non-living money. Non-living money is the money you spend on furnishing. I know if I have a young man, he does not eat at home. He went to buy a dining table of $500,000. You eat in Buka. You don't eat at home. You went to buy dining table to impress people. They don't know the price. They will come to your house. They don't know the price. He eventually sold it for $300,000. That's non-living money. Then you have parasitic money. Like that my car I talked about. And these cars, some of these modern cars, they're terrible. Small time, you just see sensor, quick. Another sensor, quick. As we were coming, the thing refused to move. Then I offed it before I started again and we moved. It started running well. If not, if I was Mumu, it would have cost another thing. So, don't spend money on things that will be draining money from you. Unless you have reached a stage where what is draining money from you, the money is an infinitesimal component of your wealth. So, then there is living money. Living money is the money you invest, and it keeps bringing wealth. I invested in real estate very early. The owner of Poloko Market, Chief Atori, taught me how to invest in real estate very, very early. Where the Jehovah Witnesses are located in Egwono Street in Orugboru, I sold it to them. I bought it 11,000 and sold it 400 and something thousand or 600 and something thousand. Till today, I sell land. When people are going to the Coven around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I'm still selling land online. Because I got that wisdom very early, just after youth service. I started investing in real estate. Don't be a tenant in Warri here for 20-something years. Don't make the mistake of my father. My father was friend to Okumagba. It was my presence Okumagba layout was opened. Instead of my father to buy land, he started asking Okumagba to give him rubber to sell. My father we went to cut firewood. They would break it, put on my head to go and hawk in Obao. I would have been taller than this if not for the weight of that firewood. So I made up my mind that the mistake of my father, I will not repeat it. What he did not buy, I will buy. What my senior brothers did not buy, I will buy. Am I talking to somebody here? Real estate will give you luxury in old age. You will live comfortably in old age. So, living money. Then there is irresponsible money. And you will have noticed that when you have money, if you don't label it, you don't say, I want to use this money to do this thing. You know you are God. When you prophesy upon that money, this money is going to be used for this. you will find out that it will eventually be used for it. Sometimes even before you receive it. If you don't label your money, parasites will take it from you. You will end up looking at your hand. You don't know what you spend the money for. Does it happen to you? Yes. It's irresponsible money. That's when somebody will come from my village, Otokutu. Hey, Umuto fall, as they fall, break windscreen of mobile police. If Umuto won't fall, you know they fall for ordinary ground. They keep bringing problems to me. So label your money. Label your money. So, living money produces money. But there is eternal money. My wife's grandfather sent 15 million from the land of the dead in the beginning of this year. I didn't grow up to meet him. He died long time ago. My wife does not know him. But he sent 15 million from the land of the dead. How? How many of you know Morayo on TVC News? Morayo. The one that sits this way, and Fela's daughter sits this way. Do you know one day she said that from the estate of her grandfather that they sent her dividends, rent. So MTN mast was located in my wife's grandfather's land. So periodically they pay 15 million. My wife inherited a piece of property, self-contained, in Okwokoko, from her maternal grandfather. And she used her money to turn it to self-contained. She will collect rent. Our children will collect rent. Our grandchildren will collect rent. Did they enter? That one is eternal money. And Isaac sowed in the land. How did he sow in the land? Number one, he had savings. Number two, Abraham dug wells. What are you going to leave for your children? What are you going to leave? Abraham had wells. And so the wells were the source of water. The well in John chapter 4 was bequeathed to Joseph by Jacob. Jacob was born in 1774 BC. That well was excavated in 1945. It was 138 feet deep. Jesus, a far descendant of Jacob, drank water from the well. Why do you live like a refugee? It won't be long, we'll be going home. And you know the greed die. Why you not just enter front of trailer? The Europeans brought a Christianity that makes us live like refugees. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I ask from you. One day at a time. You know they plan far. And then they go moon. Microsoft don't get things when they don't design for ground. This AI, they knew it long time ago. GPS, America knew GPS long time ago. And we are singing, one day I will cling to the old rugged cross. I will exchange it someday for a crown. Who tell you that one? You don't exchange cross for crown. You exchange your productivity here for a crown. And we are clinging to all rugged cross. They were taking our minerals. They were taking our land. If you look in this house now, apart from the babies, nothing is produced by Nigerians. Unago, hear something today. Now, listen. The ideal situation is that if you are one, your finances should be commonly owned. If your body is not exclusively yours, and your body is more important than money, money should not be exclusively that of any person. But you see, that is very possible if you started from scratch together. Like my wife and I, we built together. Everything is owned by us. And please, women, if your husband is buying land, don't let the document be Dr. and Mrs. Akpoki. Mrs. Akpoki is a vague identity. It's Dr. Charles Akpoki and Mrs. Felicia Akpoki, in case of Anna Mama, in case of Ageriok. Are you following me? That's one principle. Money jointly owned. So everything we own together. But if you got married when a man is made, 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 8 is your portion. A man shall provide for his family. That is, he will be providing for you unless you learn how to generate your own revenue and be a contributor. And men, don't start running after everything with skirts when you don't have enough money in your pocket to take care of the children at home. It's irresponsibility, it's insanity. It's insanity. When they said my father should marry, my father had only 2 of us. My elder brother was mentally retarded, so he had only me. They said he should marry another wife. He said, if this boy does not become a medical doctor, I will not have erection. And so I was able to leave Okera. And he told me, the English I could not speak it. The book I could not read it. Where I could not take this name, take it there. And he was, in Okere, he was patching people's mud houses. It was a refuse collector in Warri Urban District Council. Today, the people he was patching their houses begged me money. Am I talking to somebody? Marriage should be intentional. Should be intentional. It's not to Jankalaba. Should be, what are you bringing? When you marry any person, you marry the person's demons and angels. But most times we marry more demons than angels. Young girls today, this your long fingernails will not take you anywhere. Be ready to readjust to the reality. Am I talking to somebody? You are not Obiageli. You are Odoziako. You came. I hope you understand it. Go here. I'm an honorable man. Obiageli can't chop Monica. Just the chop. There's a new hairstyle. I want to go and do my hair. I want to do BBL. I want to do breast enlargement. I want to do this one. Mama Teresa went to Dubai. I want to go to Dubai. You go first speak English when you read the Dubai set. You know the carry person go chop barbecue fish, safe. And you are a tenant. Is your landlady eating barbecue fish? Okay. So, if the man, then if your wife is wealthy before you marry her, respect yourself. Use your brain. Don't be a mumu man. Respect her. To make money is not easy. Any person that has managed money and made wealth should be respected. So she is your wife, yes, but treat her well. Don't be shouting at her anyhow. Just be romancing her, taking care of her, doing everything. And she will be bringing. And as she is bringing, you self, don't be a mumu that will be eating everything. You try to buy land somewhere in your 2 names. Try to look for something to be doing. Start POS somewhere. Am I talking to somebody here? Because you can't be a parasitic husband and earn respect. No! I've been married for 39 years. When I give money to my wife, I know the way she greets me. Thank you. May the Lord bless you richly in Jesus' name. And I treat her like a side chick. Because I don't do adultery. My father warned me, I don't do adultery. I don't know whether I said it here. I don't do adultery. I get tempted. Old guns still the fire. Old guns, why are you looking at me like that? Old guns still kill person. I went to preach in Durban, and because I'm a very funny man, one half-caste woman with 2 nuclear reactors on her chest. Oh, man of God, that was a powerful one. I didn't know what was coming. It's beating. Hey, church. Some of the breasts reach my throat. Some enter armpits. My chest. Ah! I don't say those things they hot like that though. My chest was hot for 3 days. She came again. I said, no. Kanomaka is better than Ageri, yo. So, Dr. Akpoki, you know the number. So instead of me to look for side chick, I treat her like side chick. If I go to Jerusalem and the pilgrimage is very nice, I say, that was for yesterday, take that one. Take that one, baby. Take that one. And so the gates of Jerusalem are open with thanksgiving. Corrupt old man. So if your wife is richer than you, please, don't feel easily. Some woman called me. Something's going to happen in my house. I said, what is it? He said, my wife repairs things, does things without informing me. I said, that's your problem. Why don't you allow her to do? Are you supplying the money? He said, no. I said, allow her to do. That was a quarrel they have been settling for years. They had not, only that advice I gave to him settled everything. But you see, as you get older, the dynamics change. Men, let me come near this man. Make her find your trouble. Listen. As you get, this is not your wife. Hey, these women are wicked though. As you get older, she will form a company with her children. You will be minority leader. And if you made mistake of sending children overseas like me, thank God for my wife, she know they do omugo. She will start doing omugo. But they leave you with house girl. When they cook a goosey soup, when they run 40 kilometers per hour, if you put a bar, the soup don't enter your armpit. Only you go come day. If you no get money, you go suffer. You go suffer. So what did I do? We had money together. We were doing businesses together. I can't say, if I want get money, I go come the right application like that they write to ministry. What do you want to use the money for? I never pay workers. I say, God, I cannot be mumushous. So, number 2, women like to control husband. The Bible says your desire, somebody they look me, I don't go shame, I don't go talk. Your desire shall be for thy husband. Your desire is to control your husband, but he will rule over you. Listen, as I big rich so, my wife, I don't enter more if he comes, he says, come. Not be here, they say, make you come. I say, I will come sit down. This thing, as you they go that meeting, so no talk rubbish thing, no talk here. Why you preach, you can't make your mouth like them. I said, the only freedom I can get is to hand everything over to her. So I left all the businesses in her hand, 2 big schools. Even my daughter is managing 6 flats. I left everything in their hands, and I started to create my own wealth. The accounts were joint signatories, but I started creating my own wealth. But the wicked thing is that they still beg me money. Man money be like mango leaf. Now say they fall all over the place. Woman money be like plantain leaf. Go must gum in body. Now your money they sweet pass. I don't know why. So when I realized that now my money they sweet pass, I now decided to make more money. And I know what she likes. She likes new notes. She likes to pay her tithe with new notes, her offerings with new notes. So I will just come, before she comes, I will just put new notes on the bed. I will just say, now what for you, sir? My wife is, not be small picking, 63. 63, my wife is 63. Now, why for you, self? Before I traveled, I had some new notes. I said, sit down. I said, let's pray her new notes. Now, come out. Listen, I'm not teaching you to do illegitimate money. I have shared everything I do with them so that people will not mistake me. One Assemblies of God pastor went to block my street. Dr. Akpoki, blood money, blood money. You know they do miracle. They get money. How I go do miracle? The woman when I pray for, when no they born sis, I pray for I come born. Now me go pay hospital bill. Which kind of business is that? He does not understand, but they understand. Then as you get older, as the children become more mature, there will be business units in the family. My son does business with the mother. They publish books. I don't know how much they make. If you want peace of mind, don't put your mind there. She was buying rod 2 years back to build my son's house. We are building. I went to pray, building. I don't know how much. But that same son, I sold his property at a farmer that he bought for 700,000. I sold it for 3 million. I told my wife, give me 2 million to invest in real estate for him. Every month I will bring in 100,000 for you to join to build the house. But after some time I will return his 2 million to him. So he is now my business partner too. But it's a business partner to the mother. My daughter has a shop in the school. She brings all these things for school uniform and all that. She does business with the mother. I don't put my hand. I don't know about it. My son does business of ice cream with the mother and our school shop in Okwokoko. That's another arm of the business. But it's a family business. Are you following what I'm saying? So, but you, the husband, try to live above them. The reason God did not live with Adam and Eve in the garden, when you poke your nose too much in some of the things your wife and the children are doing, you go smell bad thing. Just leave them so that you can have peace of mind. Before they marry your daughter, your wife don't chop tire. Then you can't tell you, no vex, I won't tell you something. So, that comes in, subunits. Then, some fixed assets must be defined clearly. Defined clearly. I know a rich man, the wife has her own buildings. The man has her own. They own a hotel together. In the hotel, all the food they eat is managed, is produced by the wife. The wife has the food sector. The daughter has the perfume section. Some supermarkets you see, some rows belong to each child in the family. Are you following what I'm saying? The oldest hotel in the world that is 1,300 years old in Japan. Each room is owned by a lineage of that family. Are you following what I'm saying? So, think about leaving a legacy behind. Something your children's children can benefit from. There's an ice cream parlor in Damascus called the Bagdash Ice Cream Parlor. They've been producing ice cream since 1859. Sabanchi Foundation pays 5% of the annual tax of Turkey. It is now currently headed by a woman. All this senior son stupidity in our land, we must cancel it. If a girl can manage the family inheritance better than a boy, give it to her to manage. Am I talking to somebody? Instead of one useless boy to go and smoke igbo with the money, sell all the properties. If God wanted him to be a smoker, he would have put the exhaust on the back of his head. Think beyond yourselves. Think into the future. When you think beyond, if my Amos hears that I'm fighting with my wife, I will be ashamed. So even if trouble is coming, I don't respond because you see, women, my wife said, give me 2 million. Make her take buy things for the school. When school reopen, I go to sell, I go give you the money. Mumu, I gave her 2 million. After some time, my brain can't open. I said, this na Agbasa girl. Oh. What if she no agree give me the money? And my last born wanted to go overseas. I said, okay, bring 1 million back. You get what I want to do. She gave me. August passed, school they renewable. September passed, October passed. I see and they count money. What of my level? I now went to meet her in the room with very humble voice. Madam, what of that level now? Which level? Which level? I take and buy clothes for myself. I take and build her. Which level? Which level? If you do business with your wife, if you ever ask her to give account and records, you are in trouble. I don't know why, because they don't know maths. They never ever. Madam, are you making profit in this? Now your business, and they follow you do your preaching. So she just said, which money? I take and buy clothes for myself. My mate now get man, no get motor. Me, I just withdrew. Because there are people who hear me on radio living across the road. If I start quarreling with her, they will say Dr. Akpoki is quarreling with his wife. They don't know Papa name, now me they know. So I withdrew. And I sat with my young friends. I don't have old friends. Old men complain of wasting too much. I have young friends. At least I am guaranteed that there's somebody who will bury me. All this. So I was with my young friends. Now madam just come. I have the mark of Christ. Let no man trouble me. I have the mark of Christ. Let no man trouble me. I have the mark. Madam, what did bring mark of Christ come in? Now the level when I ask you for, which you hold money, which mark I can't get in Antichrist? May I just remove my body? Come out body. She went. She still sent me a text message. Husbands, that wedding ring is more than a handcuff. You have selected your cellmate for life, prison mate. I did a video on YouTube. Kanayo shared it. When you are falling in love, it's common sense leaving your brain. Number 2, you must kill your temper if you are to remain married. Number 3, you must be stupid as a man in marriage because you will be apologizing even when your wife is wrong. Because they will use tears to intimidate you. You are telling her, sorry. So me, I have been stupid for 39 years. And I'm very happy that I'm stupid. God bless you. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Akpoki. In every marriage, money must first be made. You must make money. You must know how to make money. Money has to be managed. Number 3, it has to be multiplied. Number 4, it has to be maintained. Number 5, it has to generate momentum. Because a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. It's only a poor man that trains children so that the children will train him. Are you a liability?